Stop. We're live now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Hangin from the Rafters, episode 5. Right, round of applause there. Can't forget the little machine here with some extra applause. Yes, here we are, episode 5, Hanging from the Rafters. And before I introduce our latest magical guest, let me just remind you all that in these difficult times, restaurants, bars, and taverns have had it tough, as you know. So, with that in mind, if you are inclined and you want to donate to the show and to the tavern and to our venue to keep it going, you can do so at www.venmo.com/rafters-tavern. Is that a dash?
Yes.
Rafters-tavern.
Hyphen.
I'll hold this up every once in a while. www.venmo.com/rafters-tavern. I'm already getting heckled from some of the live audience here. I don't know if you can hear that, but there's chicken noises coming from out there. All right. Well, our guest tonight, although he's not Johnny Cash, he is also known as the Man in Black. He's an amazing songwriter and has captured the hearts of everybody at Rafters and probably Sullivan County and many counties around, and yours, I'm sure, after tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Caswyn Moon.
Oh man, it's nice in here,
Isn't it?
Yeah.
It's nice and cool in here.
Yeah,
So how are you, Caswyn Moon?
I am good, man. I am good. I have been keeping myself occupied during the apocalypse. Playing music, and spending time catching up with some family and things like that. You know.
Now, I know sometimes when we have the open mic on Sundays, which has been virtual on Zoom, hosted by the amazing Elizabeth Rose, you almost always attend, and you're always in your car.
Yes. I spent a good large portion of my life in my automobile, my conveyance of transportation.
And you're at least a few
know,
times you're in a graveyard as well. Isn't it?
Yeah. I do. It's a nice. Graveyards are very peaceful places. You know, they're not spooky.
That is true.
I met a family of foxes there and things like that.
Did they invite you for dinner?
No. But I watch them eat their dinner. You know,
Cook? Did you say cook their dinner?
Cook their dinner. You know, little fox family hanging out, cooking dinner.
Now, let me ask you this before I have you.
Well, plus it's like a graveyards are a nice filtering place.
What do you mean by filtering place?
Yeah, it's a lot of emotions shared in graveyards throughout the years. I'm not going to get all mumbo jumbo-y about it, but what were you going to say?
I was going to say that
You look so weird behind this curtain, man.
I know. By the way, I should tell everybody that if you don't know what this is,
I didn't realize. I thought it was okay. Yeah,
this is
Pierce,
a
it's silk
plastic
from
sheet,
China.
right? This plastic sheet is
yeah.
to keep everybody safe during the pandemic, so we don't have to wear our masks, but we can still be
silk, like
close together.
You know, but then upon further investigation, I've come to realize that it isn't.
It's garbage bag plastic, is what it is.
You used one, didn't you?
We just used one.
All right.
That's all there was. But you spend a lot of time in your car, and I don't know about you, but Molly knows this. One of my favorite things in the world is a full tank of gas.
That's all you need.
Because to me, that kind of equates to freedom. You could do anything.
Absolutely.
Is that how you feel?
I mean, unless you get flat, you know, if you don't have too much stuff to carry, you're all right. But if you got a bunch of shit in your car, you might as well have a house.
Sure.
You're going to carry that much stuff. I mean, can you say things like that?
Yeah, you can say pretty much whatever you want.
I forgot to have that little conversation, you know.
That's all right. It's
People
all
are real
good.
picky
Whatever you want to say.
people, so, you know, human beings in general can be picky about words. You know.
Well, there's a place to be picky about words.
Yeah, I know.
but
It's time and
but
place.
it's
for
not
everything.
here.
I didn't hit my thumb with a hammer, so there's no excuse.
That's all right. Here you're okay.
Yes.
So let's hear a song from you. What are we going to hear first?
All right. I was going to open with Devil's Path the other day. I played a little place at our brothers over in Parksville there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was going to open with Devil's Path, but I couldn't. It's just a long story. I'm not going to get into it, but I ended up opening with the song I was going to close with, and then I ended up playing it twice, so it worked out.
So is Devil's Path what you're going to play now?
No, I'm going to play. I'm going to play Stranger in Paradise.
Stranger in Paradise.
Yeah, Stranger.
All right.
It's either Stranger in Paradise or Stranger's Paradise, maybe, or maybe it's just Fool's Paradise. We'll figure it out someday.
All right.
When the non-existent EP comes out, hopefully by then. This is a song that I like to think it's about. I'm not gonna get into it. You can just figure it out for yourself. I believe songs should be multi-interpretational.
The best ones are, for sure.
So you can think whatever you want. That was almost another song that starts the same way. Just a fool in paradise, seeking answers to it all. Just to sat there laughing, watching him take a fall. With a clap of hands signaled that fool to come out and play. But underneath that faded smile, frown like sun to rain, yeah. Simple man so afraid, screaming without a sound. It's like that lost sheep never found his way, like a king without a crown. Juggling lies and turning the tides, the seasons they still change. So dust those cobwebs from your mind, dream of a better day, yeah. Now as I sit and wonder why, I see that no one's laughing now. Those tears that had been cried are now dragged through the lost and the found, much to my surprise. It's just a fool's paradise. Juggling lies and turning of tides, the seasons they still change. There. It's funny because I try to open with that song a lot during, like, when we're still messing with sound,
Right.
you know. It's supposed to be like a real, like, you know, kind of,
A real grabber.
yeah, you know, one of those, what do you call them? Philosophical songs.
Well, All right.
Really,
I mean, look, it seems like a philosophical song, and
this is a good spot to actually play it for once, though, and actually be able to play it because it's so intimate.
so let me ask you this: because
Intimate.
you said you like to have songs that others could find meaning in.
Mm-hmm.
Does that mean that if I asked you what that song means to you, you'd rather not say? Because if you did, you would influence what other people thought about it.
It's kind of you ever been in a situation where you feel like you're just under the microscope all the time, man.
Because you don't like to be under the.
Well, no, I don't mind because I've been there, So now it's just fun, for me. I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for like 5 individuals. There's this guy named Stu, this guy named Bruce,
Mm-hmm.
and there's this guy named Neil. There's this guy named Cowboy, and this guy named JT, this guy named King Pyro 666, and I mean the list is starting to grow, but those are the initial 7.
The initial 7. You said 5, and then it went to 7, so it could keep going.
Yeah, but those are the initial 7. Did I
Okay.
say 5?
You said 5.
Yeah.
I think you said 5. Did he say 5?
Well,
5.
5 is the new 7.
5 is the new
Yeah.
7. I've heard that.
We can do lots of things nowadays. It seems like so. I'm just gonna.
It's a brave new world out
Yeah,
there.
to me, 5 is the new 7.
So where were you born? Do you mind me asking?
I was born in a very tiny place in Texas.
Yeehaw!
Yeah.
Texas. What town, city?
Well, it was outside. It was sort of in the Austin area.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And what was the? When did you start playing music?
Oh, geez, man. I grew up in a family that just, there's always just good music everywhere. It wasn't. I wish I could like sit here and say that. Well, I don't even wish because that would be a horrible thing to wish for. But I've been kind of blessed to having a really pretty cool, interesting family, and they were all really into different kinds of music. Everybody was listening to all sorts of cool stuff.
Are they all still in Texas?
No. It's kind of I have a couple left. Big brother Matt, big brother Paul, Ma. There's mixed. I have some cousins, things like that.
Right. Do you see them or?
But all of my elders now are passing on.
Yeah.
So, but it's cool because I mean, I was a kid and I already knew, songs like "Tear in My Beer," and another song about like, my brother can play it way better than I can, but it's a song that my dad and my uncle used to play when, and back in like the early days for the.
So they're musicians also.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a weird inherent family tradition to be able to at least do something, even if you can snap.
Well, let me ask you this, because when I was talking to Elizabeth, her musical family tended to be competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Is your family musically competitive, or is it more?
No, because we didn't even bother because my middle brother he's the smartest out of everybody, So I learned how to play guitar before he did, but he learned how to play guitar and was able to do like really neat things, like finger pick, things like that.
Right. You can do some finger picking, right?
Yeah, a little bit. I could use a thumb pretty good. I only know like 4 or 5 chords. But,
well, that's all you really need, right?
well, and I it's funny. I hang out in places like Rafters Tavern and Colony, Woodstock, and Cabernet Franks, and they're the best places to hang out because everybody there knows a lot more chords than you do.
Well, let's hear some of those chords. What is your next song going to be?
All right, I didn't know that there's arpeggios in this song. I didn't really know what an arpeggio was.
I'm not sure I know what an arpeggio is.
And then my friend Stu looked at me and he goes, "That's an arpeggio." And I was like, "Oh." So I don't know. I guess it's sort of an arpeggio. This is a song called "Can You Hear Me?" Stu also named the song because I come up with really bad names for songs.
What did you call it before that?
I don't remember.
Stick of Butter?
Maybe.
Maybe Stick of Butter. That would be a bad name for that song.
So this song is Stick of Butter. And goes like this. It's funny because I asked a friend of mine up in Woodstock to work on this song with me, and they never got back to me. So I was like, all right, it's a good song. That means they just wanted to listen to it, right? They didn't really want to work on it. They wanted to enjoy it.
If you want to tell yourself that,
Yep.
then.
You got to think positive.
Makes sense.
Wake up in the morning, voice echoes through my brain, intoxicating nightmare, a fever that can't be tamed. It says, would you like to know me? Can we give it one more try? And I'm just a product of this mad gone world as the truth becomes a lie. Can you hear me crying out your name? Said you changed me, I still feel the same. Demons wallowing inside my mind, and I know one last kiss before we say goodbye. Cover myself in darkness under a moonlit sky. I'm just waiting for my second stage, a silent butterfly. Now it seems like it's been ages. My wings are now free, and I'm off to taste the poison in life's garden of insanity. Can you hear me crying out your name? Said you changed me, I still feel the same. Demons wallowing inside my mind, and I know one last kiss before we say goodbye. When we climb the cross, when we climb the cross.
Another great one.
Thank you, JT. Thank you, JT. JT's the rock star. I'm glad he's still in my head, man. And,
Still in your head?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Well, it's a great song.
Yeah.
It's fantastic tune. So I have a question for you that's not music related.
What's that?
And that is, as I was listening to that song, I was thinking, it's very clear that music is important to you. What else? One or two other things that are very important to you, either as important as music or close?
My mom.
Your mom.
My brother. At this moment. Right
At
now.
this moment, you say?
Yeah.
Are you saying that because that changes occasionally?
Well, because I have to weigh what's more important, you know. I'm only kidding. No, they count as one though, because they're, you got to understand. That comes as a package deal, so they count as one.
Okay.
So you got family. We'll just say family.
Makes sense. That means there's another one.
Yeah, because gee whiz, man. I don't know who. Now I know when you hear parents say they could never pick a favorite.
Yeah.
It's kind of how you feel about friends and family. My eldest brother told me that you have two kinds of people in life. You have friends and liabilities. And I try to remove myself from friendships or relationships that I feel where I'm going to become, some sort of liability, because you want to be able to lift people up. So what was the question?
No, that's actually,
Yeah.
That's important.
Thank
what
you,
just
Kathy
said.
Geary. I love you for the inspiration.
See, what I think is really
Been
interesting.
hanging out with Kathy Geary a lot.
I know
Kevin,
you have.
and Kevin,
Yeah.
man, they're good people, man.
Yeah, she's amazing. But what's interesting is you are I don't want to say very positive guy, but you're a positive guy. You're a very loving guy for as long as I've known you. But at the same time, you have this darkness, which definitely comes through in the music.
It's not. It's just like this too. It doesn't matter if I'm sitting here with you. It's just, I think I like the. I'm like a sponge for some people, and I'm a motivator for some, but I can be an anchor to others. And I think it's because I'm not always. I don't see the cup as half full. I see the cup as half full, but it's getting really hot out. You need something to drink.
So the cup is half full until you're thirsty, and then all that's.
Well, it comes with like, what do you think is important in life? Like, what do you value in life? What do you value in life? That's whether you're going to be and the darkness just comes from things that you valued in life that you don't have anymore. So it's kind of, you miss some things. So the darkness, I think, comes with just the simple human condition of missing things, but not like trinkets and baubles and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Times they haven't changed, man.
Oh well, they're changing.
Holy shit.
Big time right now, all the time.
But I was always a big fan of Ramblin' Jack Elliott. I mean, Bob Dylan. Bob Dylan, not Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
How do you confuse the two?
Oh.
Very different.
Ask Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
All right.
Cool.
When I have him on stage, I will ask him. So what are you going to play next?
All right. Well, we stopped and saw a friend of mine today and hung out by her pond and looked at salamanders.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to play Devil's Path.
Devil's Path. All right.
And this is this goes out to King Pyro. Thank you for the Inspirato. But I would trouble eyes to see that which once was gold to me, and rust had changed in my heart bound, and that which past always goes round. There's a place not unlike hell where those with tarnished souls dwell. There's a skeleton-handed guide for those who chose paths just like mine. Now it's discontent. Where in the world hides my place? Should I chance on your sweet face? Disaster followed my footsteps. Now all but time has been and left. I was discontent. I'm bound to a world that I can't leave. Renounce my own humanity. But my prayers fell on a deaf God's ears, and I'll never see your heaven, I fear. Simple joys that I once embraced have all been thrown back in my face. But wait till dawn with my head held high, 'cause I'm too proud to bleed, too strong to die. Well, it took city life to learn such hate. They all trembled under the world's weight. Ignorant of social graces, and everywhere I'd see two faces. One smiled at me while the other condemned. And some of them I call my friends. Now paint a bullseye on my back, so you won't miss me when you stab. Now if I set free the beast inside, then behind that log bar hide, a lifelong war my heart has waged, fell into many fits of rage. Now this one cruel ragged soul has got to somehow maintain control. I can't allow no pain to cease the savage rhythm that my heart beats. All possessions once held dear, all is lost at spite I feel. Devil the bastards all call me, though my spirit was too free. Hell's road is paved with good intent, that's where all your dreams are sent. If misery binds your heart that yearns, stokes the fire while wishes burn.
Another fade.
The king would look at me and tell me, like, you make everything sound too pretty, you know. And he's one of the one that, you know, if you know, someday, you know, you got more than enough cable tow for everyone.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I mean, your songs are, even though they're dark, they are pretty.
Yeah. Well, because I made them that way. Like, I don't know. I guess it's a disorder.
It's a disorder. Making things pretty and beautiful is a disorder. So let me ask you, because you're kind of a mystery man. I've said that before. I feel like
My dad used to say nobody likes a boring story boy.
well, you're not boring, that's for sure. Absolutely. But let me ask you this.
You know what I did yesterday?
What did you do yesterday?
By the way, man, Molly is a lucky woman.
I'm a lucky man.
You know, she's a very lucky woman
Let me ask you this.
to have somebody so, you know. I mean, you got it fucking going on, man. In every way.
You've got it going on.
No.
That's why
But anyway,
you're the guest.
what the
So
hell were
here's
we
the
just
question.
talking about?
Here's the question.
Oh, I got suet and birdseed yesterday.
Suet and birdseed.
Yeah, because you can have spoiled wild birds. Did you know that?
We have spoiled birds.
Yeah.
Our turkeys and chickens and ducks are very spoiled.
No idea that
Everybody knows
happened.
that. So here's my question. Being the man of mystery that you are, if the world ended tomorrow, what would you want? One thing, what would you want people to know about you?
That I really, 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 really am appreciative that Neil Diamond was able to write most of the greatest songs throughout my childhood.
That's the number one thing that
Yeah.
you appreciated Neil Diamond.
I mean, no, you know, I mean, I don't know. What you want to leave behind? Is that what you mean? Like, what would you want?
Well,
What would your
I don't know. It's
What would your
I'm not talking about legacy or anything like
Oh,
that. I'm
okay.
just talking about like if everyone
I would
who
want
met
them.
you knew one thing about you, one important thing to you, what would it be?
I'd want them to know that the reason I seem sometimes a little dark is because I just, if I could, everybody that I love, that I care about, that I see like struggle every fucking day, to where they're, like, you know what I mean? Like struggling, like really struggling to have shit. You just want to you want to give, I don't know, if you don't want to give everybody everything, but just to like be able to lighten the struggle. I think that's my personality just sways that way. I'm a mediator, but I'm also kind of a destroyer at the same time. I don't know.
Which are you tonight?
Today, I'm definitely what's the other word for builder?
Builder.
I have some people that are builders. You
Erector?
have some people that are destroyers.
Right.
You have some people that are mediators. And I think tonight I really miss hanging out with my friends and
Yeah, this has been a tough time, hasn't it?
Yeah. It's kind of sucked a little bit. I mean, it really hasn't ruined much for me except the fact that I liked coming here. I liked, taking my little road trips and, playing music at people.
Yeah.
And it's not the same when you're playing music at people, in the fourth dimension. So would that be the fourth dimension?
What, playing music together?
No, like, see, like we're like here, and we're like here at the same time.
Right.
So, yeah, it's weird. It's a trippy world we're living in right now.
Matrix.
It is.
But
All right.
Matrix.
I would want people to know that I really just want to live to love music, man. It sounds like real textbooky. Or
Well,
whatever, but I can't really. I put a lot of things into play. I've tried a lot of things in my life. Some of them were really, really a lot of fun and productive, and some of them were really maybe a little dangerous and not so productive. And now at this point, I used to always love music years and years and years ago, and then I decided like I would try being like a normal person, and that didn't work out. So I had given up. I haven't played music in years. I pluck around a little bit, or dork around on the guitar a little bit. But then like I kind of ended up on this weird journey,
Well,
And,
what's cool is your music has actually reached out to a lot of people. Like, like I said, you're practically, legendary amongst the groups of us that all get together and we're all, playing music.
My mom used to say my dad had a habit of falling in shit and coming up smelling like a rose. She meant it with love. She's like, I don't know how he did it, but.
Do you feel like you following in his
Well,
footsteps?
I mean, I would, if I could think so, that would be nice. That would be really cool because honestly, I've done some thinking over the years, especially as you get older, you start to evaluate, as you were growing up, the influences in your life, who was the positive, who was the negative, all that, social experiment kind of stuff we do to ourselves for no apparent reason in the end, but to have just an answer for yourself or whatever.
Do you feel like you're always in a social experiment?
No, wow, man. Yeah. Right now. And the plastic is a little creepy. Like, it's kind of like, it's like this, man. I just, you never really know somebody like, it's a little dark in here. It's like,
Well, we're getting to know you now.
Yeah.
So what's next?
No,
on the-
if I could be a little bit like my dad, that would be cool. I wouldn't want to have all of his inherent traits.
Right.
I think that my brothers and I think we have done a successful job at breaking some of the, more volatile inherent traits that you can.
Well, you seem like you're always involved.
I drink when the moon is blue.
There you go.
We have a question.
Speaking of which, what's that?
There's a question from the audience.
Question.
Oh shit, there's an audience.
There is.
There's an audience. Besides Neil Diamond, who inspired you musically?
Besides Neil Diamond, who has inspired you musically?
Miss Mahoney.
Miss Mahoney?
Yeah, Miss Mahoney. She was an old teacher from when I was a little tiny.
She was a music teacher?
I was like a little nugget, She was a music teacher. She taught me all the really important shit. That's pretty much all I needed. I haven't really learned anything since Miss Mahoney that I haven't gotten from like Bruce Balmer or Lisa Markley. I'm
Right.
sitting there like watching these people play, and I'm like, oh, that sounded really neat. What was that? I go home and try it. But I've been like, copping off of what Miss Mahoney taught me. Like, I think it was like either the 70s or 80s.
That's
definitely
great.
Definitely not the 90s.
Well, if she's still around, I'm sure she'd love to know that.
It's definitely not. I don't think.
No.
No, she was like 90
You never know, man.
back then.
You never
That'd
know.
be creepy if she was still around.
All right. What's next for you? Next tune.
I think I'm gonna do a little song about a girl.
Song about a girl.
Yeah, I wish Chip Ferrelli was here, man, because he really covers up the mistakes really well in this.
There should be T-shirts that say, "I wish Chip Ferrelli was here." Everybody wants Chip
Yeah.
Ferrelli. Chip Ferrelli, if you don't know, is a bass player and an all-around fantastic guy who is a absolute staple. He needs to be
Named after
everywhere. And we have a drink named after him. You can order the Chip
him.
Ferrelli.
Really?
He does.
Did I play a fast song or a slow song a second ago?
What are you inclined? You were going to sing a song about a girl a second
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
Did that change?
I guess I could. I guess this is a song about a girl. It's definitely not about Kurt Cobain.
All right.
Right.
Oh, I know that Elizabeth was making this request, and as I look at the screen, if you could lift your head up more,
Sing into the mic.
singing into the mic.
Oh, you want me to sing into this little mic?
Not all the way into the mic.
It's weird. You know what's
Just
even
in that
weird is
direction.
just not being able to stand up is weird.
Yeah.
Like I really want to be able to stand up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Well, I'd have to move the camera way
See
back.
that right there, man? It's
Is that a B?
It's a Salvador Dali B.
That's a great B.
It was designed by Tink Lloyd. Tink Lloyd original.
All right.
But God, thank you to them, man. Holy crap.
Thank you to
Good thing
who?
they came along. That's a good thing they came along. They did. There's a song called Moon.
It's called Moon.
Moon.
The way you said that sounds like you just made that up.
Moon.
Are you calling it Moon tonight?
Because I grew up. I always sound sarcastic, huh? Not weird.
All right.
All right. This is a song called Cobain Retreat. Save me a seat in your Cobain retreat, 'cause I don't want to sing by myself. I'm looking for something to help me feel nothing. Sometimes those highs get me low. So I crawl back and lay on this bed that I made, and I dream of my worries and put them to bed. Nothing but love ever seems to go away in the end. So I put in a stash and I hide it away. I put in a stash and I hide it away. I put in a stash and I hide it away. So I crawl back and sleep on this bed that I made, and I think of my worries and put them to bed. Nothing but love ever seems to go away in the end. a stash and I hide it away. I put in a stash and I hide it away. I put in a stash and I hide it away.
Another amazing song.
That goes out to someone very, very, very special.
Do you want to say who that is?
No, she knows who she is.
All right.
Yes.
Give me 1 second for a quick commercial break just to say once more, if you can see this, if you are inclined to donate to Rafters Tavern to help us keep the whole thing going, feel free to do so. You are under no obligation, obviously, but www.venmo.com/Rafters-Tavern. There you go. That's all I'm going to say about that.
It's just kind of a dick move if you don't just like at least give like $1. Yeah.
Look, he's putting the pressure,
No, I mean,
putting on the pressure on all you guys.
Come on.
All right. So let me,
Question from Patricia Malali.
Patricia, what is your question?
It is,
Hi, Patricia.
if your dad is well known.
Oh yeah,
Is your dad well known?
he's definitely a legend in his own mind.
In his own mind?
No, he's well known. He was well known and well loved. Everybody loved my father. Like I don't think he had like a single enemy in his life because he always made things right with people in the end. You know, he had a good habit of doing that.
Well, that's a good trait.
You know, even if some weird shit went down.
What's your dad's full name?
You know, he was just dad.
So that's
He
classified?
was just Poochie. He was just my dad. He was a good man.
All right, so he's well known, but that's classified information. We're getting some boos and hisses from the audience. Are there any other questions?
He was.
Well, Richard Travis says that I am a very lucky woman.
Yes. I gotta say thank you to Richard Travis first off for teaching me like rhythm, and that I could do other things, and also for prepping me tonight. He helped me out a little bit.
Oh yeah.
I was a little nervous, man.
You were a little nervous?
I was a little nervous.
I saw Richard Travis in PEX today. He was at a distance checking out, and we have masks on. I felt silly. I didn't say anything, but I did think in my head, man, I miss Richard Travis. I miss everybody.
Well, I'm glad Richard Travis is wearing a mask because he would be one of the people that even if like this silly thing, I don't want to be like doom and gloom person, but let's say it was a little like weird apocalyptic plan thing going, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't get that way, but I'm glad he's wearing a mask because I want him to be one of the ones that's still
That makes
here.
sense.
Does that make me selfish? Does that make me a selfish person to like be like, I want this person to wear a mask because I want you to be here too? Like,
it's not selfish, but it does infer that there were others that you wish would not wear their mask.
well, there are a lot of people that probably wish that I wouldn't.
I don't know any of them, and there's certainly
yeah.
nobody in this room or anybody
But,
watching. For sure.
Like my dad, someday I plan on,
Well, let me ask you this question now,
What's that?
because this popped into my head. I know. I don't know anything about you, so I'm not going to say that. But I'll get the impression that you're a very present person, and I don't know how you're going to answer this question. But is there anything that you don't have now that you want to have in the future?
Like material shit.
I don't care what category we're talking about. Anything, just one thing you don't have now that you would like to have in the future.
A yurt.
A yurt?
A yurt. Yeah.
I feel like you could probably have that any time, right?
No, you can't just have a yurt. First off, where the fuck are you going to put a yurt? You like how I say I don't say the F word? You think I do, but I don't.
I didn't say
It's like, it kind of sounds like it's coming out, but it's not. It's like, we're going to put a yurt. You can hear it.
I
You can't hear
it's
it.
inferred.
I got to have a couple acres for a yurt, man.
So you want a
You
yurt?
know, someday. That's my dream. You
Okay.
know, to have a nice, where I can invite friends over. Is that the American dream?
Actually, this will help me out because I kind of know what a yurt is, but I don't want to assume I know what a yurt is. What is your definition of a yurt?
A round thingy.
A round thingy.
A round thingy.
It's like a dome,
You can
right?
pack it up and move it not so easily because there's big components and stuff like that. So you'd have to have a station wagon at least, you know.
So is it a round dome that if you were nomadic, you could break it down?
More or less, yeah. You can, if you're in like any state right now in the United States is a little iffy.
Mongolia.
Wherever, you don't have to be in Mongolia. No,
Mongolian roundhouse.
It's a
Mongolian roundhouse.
That is correct.
You could be in places right here in the USA and wish that you had a yurt to go live on a mountaintop, you know.
I think I want a yurt now.
Because I was really people-y for a long time, and
People-y.
yeah, and I still am kind of people-y, but not so much. So now that's why I like to hang out, in graveyards, not to be creepy or anything weird like that, but just because they appreciate your company, you know, no matter what, and even if you suck.
Now you could disagree with me, but this is how I kind of see you a little bit when you say things like that. Is being people-y, as you said. Like I know for me,
I learned that word from somebody.
it's totally legit. I think it's a great word. But for me, I always felt like no matter how much I want to belong, I'm always on the outside. Like I'm always on the outside.
I don't want to
of this kind of
belong
thing.
too much. That's the thing.
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah.
It's like even when you're in your people-y moments, you'd rather
really.
be a satellite around the outside.
I don't know, man. I think I'd rather just take part as a weird kind of motivator. You know.
I think you accomplish that.
Yeah, not so much the catalyst or the whatever, but just because in that way, you can like share it for a long time, just have a good time.
Well, I know you've inspired a lot of people. Everybody who watches you play is inspired.
I hope they're listening. Pretty soon I'm having a non-existent collection of songs that are on a non-existent CD with really cool artwork that really exists.
The artwork exists. So I'm glad you brought that up. When are people going to be able to acquire your music?
Soon.
Soon. Do you mean soon? Weeks, months, year?
I don't know. It's really hard to tell right now with everything that's going on. Like the really awesome human, great artist, man. She's just worked some stuff out. So it's like, take your time. It's not a long thing. Because I don't think things are going to be really like normalized for a while.
I agree.
So what do you say? October, maybe October. I'm hoping that things open up by October because I bought the first ticket. The Slambovian Circus of Dreams. They're playing at the Colony on October 2nd.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be April 11th, but then the plague happened and all that jazz.
Sure. Without zombies, by the way, which is just a shame.
Yeah, well, that was just prep movies, man.
That's true. Getting everybody ready for
it.
It
was like Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Remember when that movie came out?
I do. It's a great movie.
Yeah, it was just gearing us up for the 80s. Yeah,
that's right.
But anyway.
What's your next song?
Did I just play a song? I played Cobain Retreat. Right?
Yeah.
Yep. All right. So we'll speed things back up again a little bit. This is a song for JT, the rock star too. There's different mindsets you gotta remember. You gotta remember these people.
Does this one have a title?
Blinded by Spite.
Blinded by Spite. Did you just make that up just now? Every time you tell me a title of a song, it's like you're thinking about it and you're like, this one is going to be Gumshoe.
Yeah.
All right. Blinded by Spite.
Here we go. Purple Shoelace.
step I find myself falling to my knees. But I'll rise to the occasion. I won't falter in desperation. Won't be blinded by that buries your dreams, it infects your soul, destroys the life that you've grown. How quick the tides will turn. I know it hurts to realize that we become what we despise. I was blind, but now I see. Blinded by spite. So many years, so many lives, twisting apart on the inside. I wonder how much more can one soul take. But after all was said and done, was it really worth the fun now? As time just slipped away. So rise to the occasion. Don't falter in desperation. Don't be blinded by it buries your dreams, it infects your soul. Will cut you right down to the bone. How quick the tides will turn. I know it hurts to realize that we become what we despised. I was blind, but now I see. Blinded by white. You're my star, shall be my sunshine through the cold dark rain. Don't be blinded by it buries your dreams, it infects your soul. Will cut you right down to the bone. How quick the tides will turn. I know it hurts to realize that we become what we despised. Well, I was blind, but now I see. Blinded by spite.
Another great song. Now, because we're tight on time, I have to say that I have one more question for you, and then I want you to play one more song.
Oh boy, this is gonna be rich.
It's going to be rich. It's not going to be any more zany or crazy than any other questions that I have. But it
I was
occurred to
really,
me-
I'm not going to start talking because I'll keep going. So go ahead.
Well, it occurred to me like I've seen you play a number of different times, and as Elizabeth was pointing out, saying, sing into the mic, and when your head is down and stuff, and you said you were nervous to come here, and all these different things.
I was talking to Ramona Jan about that.
Yeah.
Jan Turan.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Well, this is,
Andre Turan. I was telling Ramona this is why. It's probably what you're getting at. I have stage fright.
well, actually, it is kind of what I'm getting at.
It's dreadful.
But what my real question was where in life, whether it's a place, a time, whatever, where in life are you most comfortable? The place where you can really breathe.
Mom's house.
Your mom's house.
My mom's house. The hill. Beautiful, man.
And this is Texas.
Well, no, you know what? No, I take that back. As long as I'm outside and not inside of a house, it doesn't really matter, globally where I'm at.
As long as you're outside?
Yeah, I like to be outside, like a
Is that because of a love of nature or a desire not to be enclosed?
I don't know. I think I'm like a weird cat in a way, I like adventuring. I like being outside. I just, just even being outside and hanging outside instead of like in a living room to me is like more refreshing, But where would I want to be? Like you say, did you ask me?
No, I just asked where you were most comfortable. And you
Oh.
actually answered that question. Not
Yeah.
where do you want to be in the future,
Yeah.
just where you felt most comfortable. And it
Yeah.
makes perfect sense to
Yeah.
me. Okay, so what is your last song? What are you going to play?
Let's see. I'll play this song.
Lullaby.
We have requests for
Oh
Lullaby.
boy. Really, I love it. It just sounds so much nicer when everybody's playing with it now. Nobody can because of this weird experiment we're all taking part in. But the red light, this little red light, since I started coming to Rafters Tavern, has been my little baby nemesis. Won't you stop and hear my lullaby? My friend is gone and I miss her so. Don't you cry. Some days they come, others go. Let it be. Don't worry a thing about tomorrow, babe. That to me. Sing to me softly. Sing to me sweet. Sing when I'm lonely and sing when I'm weak. Sing to me softly. Sing to me sweet. Sing when I'm lonely and sing when I'm weak. I thought I saw you standing all alone in a dream. One sharp turn, you disappeared, so it seems. I searched for your days and lonely nights through the years. So please come back, I'm drowning now in my own tears. So sing with me, sing with me, sing me a lullaby. Sing with me, sing with me, sing me a lullaby. Ask me for the silver and the gold. Ask me for my heart, I'll give you my living soul. I'll give
Forget me not, I remember you all my days. Sing to me softly, sing to me sweet. Sing when I'm lonely and sing when I'm weak. Sing to me softly, sing to me sweet. Sing when I'm lonely and sing when I'm weak. So sing with me, sing with me, sing me a lullaby. Sing with me, sing with me, sing me a lullaby. Sing with me, sing for me, sing me your lullaby. Sing with me, sing for me, sing me your lullaby. I thought I saw you standing all alone in a dream.
That is an amazing tune for all of you out there watching. If you've not heard that song before, that song is going to be stuck in your head for the next week. And you'll be happy that it's there. How many times I've woken up in the morning with that song in my head. Let's give.
Here's the idea.
Yeah.
Behind that song. You know. In my I don't know if I could say the word because I don't know the copyright dealy bobs.
Copyright dealy bobs.
And there's this other world that I like to partake and be a part of. It doesn't have to do with drugs either. That's the best part, man. You don't need drugs or alcohol or nothing, man. It's just like a mindset. But it's kind of like if you help me out, I'll help you in kind of deal.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, well, they'll know what they're talking about if they're watching tonight, you know.
All right.
Because, he's always shining the light bright. But, I like maybe that song as a life preserver. You know what I mean? So
well, it's a great tune. I can see how it would be a life preserver.
Thank you for liking it and
people.
appreciating it and all that jazz. And someday the ghosts in my head will all toast to it or something like that.
Absolutely. And we'll just toast to Caswyn Moon tonight.
Down?
Yep. Okay. You're all good. We are out of time. And all of you at home, please give an actual round of applause for Caswyn Moon. Even if you're by yourself in your living room, it's okay. We all feel it in spirit. So thank you for watching. See us next Saturday at 8.
Give Rafters a buck.
Give Rafters a buck. There you go. Bye, everybody.
Done.